Sure. Here is your rewritten version of the story based on the outline, keeping the setting, tone, emotional arc, and content intact, while changing names and tightening it to stay within 7,500 characters, including spaces. They thought she got lucky. That she was some box checked, a face on a brochure. But when she walked on stage, every step proved she had earned her place. The sun beat down hard for early June in Portland, turning the brick walkways of Lenox Law School into a maze of shadows and ceremony. Families flowed through the iron gates, phone cameras ready, flower bouquets clutched, laughter floating in the air. At the edge of the stage, Amira Collins stood in her black gown, maroon-trimmed sash across her chest, cap pinned tight over her coils. Hands behind her back, she looked calm. Inside, her palms dripped with sweat. This was the moment 3 years had led to. 3 years of night shifts, bus rides, outlines scribbled between classes and jobs. Of watching classmates with trust funds and internships skip lunch while she skipped meals. She had learned to go unseen in crowded libraries, to cry quietly in restroom stalls, to study while exhausted. "Hey," a voice said behind her. She turned. Caleb. Grey suit, wrinkled like he hadn't tried, envelope in hand. "You good?" She nodded, eyes forward. "Your mom's front row," he said. "Yours?" He hesitated. "Parking," he muttered. "You know my dad and crowds." She almost laughed. "You mean your dad and sharing space?" He handed her the envelope. "Open it after your speech." Before she could answer, a voice blared from the speakers, "Graduates, please take your seats." Amira gave his hand a quick squeeze and turned toward the chairs under the white canopy. Her name printed in gold next to Valedictorian gleamed from the program. She heard it before she saw them. A clipped, sarcastic voice from behind, "Can't wait to hear this diversity speech." Gregory Langston. Corporate law partner. Yale alum. Caleb's father. A man who once asked Amira at dinner whether her parents believed in reform or just liked protesting. She didn't turn. Didn't flinch. But it hit like a cold slap. Still, the ceremony began. The dean welcomed everyone. Thanked donors. Talked legacy. She half listened. Then came her name. She rose, heels clicking against the wood, folder in hand. Applause thundered. Somewhere, her mother wiped a tear. Her uncle threw her a thumbs up. Dead center sat Caleb, and next to him, Gregory, arms crossed, mouth tight, watching her like someone waiting for a mistake. The speech sat clean in her folder. 3 pages, revised a dozen times. But her mind wasn't on the words. It was on Gregory's face, calm, dismissive. Not shocked. Not angry. Just sure. Sure she didn't belong. Caleb caught her eye. A slow nod. Not "you got this," but say it. 2 days ago, they'd sat in a cafe. She was editing her speech. Caleb kept checking his phone. "You sure they're coming?" she asked, not looking up. "They're asking about seating," he muttered. "Trying not to sit too close?" He didn't answer. He didn't need to. They weren't the type to insult you. They just made you feel smaller without saying a word. Like when his mom, Madeline, leaned in and whispered, "You look very polished." Or when his dad said, "Top of your class." Impressive, like it was a trick. When she told them she was headed to a clerkship in D.C., hoping to become a prosecutor, Gregory had snorted. "Let's hope the system doesn't eat you alive." She wanted to say something then. But she saved it. Now, she opened the folder. Started just as rehearsed thanks to faculty, a joke about her first cold call in con law. People laughed. But halfway through page 2, she stopped. Closed the folder. I had something prepared, she said, voice steady. But I've been thinking about this moment. Not because I want to impress anyone, but because I know some people here didn't expect to see me standing on this stage. The crowd stilled. I'm not talking about my classmates who've survived the same sleepless nights and impossible exams. I'm talking about the people who see someone like me and assume I'm an exception. A statistic. A quota. Some shifted in their seats. I've been called lucky more times than I can count. But luck didn't carry me through 3 years of law school. Preparation did. Grit did. Showing up when I was doubted did. She paused. When I was 8, I watched To Kill a Mockingbird. My teacher thought it would inspire me. It didn't. It confused me. Everyone applauded Atticus Finch. No one talked about Tom Robinson, how justice can look fair and still chew someone up. She locked eyes with Gregory. I was told law school wasn't built for people like me. And they were right. It wasn't. I've had professors call me fiery, classmates lecture me on reverse discrimination, and judges say I was well-spoken for someone my age. More fidgeting. Some in the audience looked away. But I kept showing up. Not to prove anything to them, but to myself. Amira turned to her classmates. Some of you know exactly what I mean. You've been mistaken for staff. Asked how you got in. Treated like your presence is borrowed. She leaned in. Let me be clear. We didn't sneak in. We earned every step. And we don't need permission to take up space. Now the applause came slow, then rolling, real. I'm not here for polite praise or photo ops, she said. I'm here because someone needs to say it. Because too often we wrap days like this in comfortable lies and ignore the truth underneath. She scanned the crowd. I'm not a symbol. I'm not the exception. I am the result of faith, discipline, and being told no until I built my own yes. She let it land. The law isn't about who's right. It's about who gets heard. So when you step into courtrooms, firms, boardrooms, don't shrink. Speak. Because the people who question your worth were never meant to define it. The audience erupted. Standing ovation. Except for Gregory, seated, arms folded. Madeline clapped politely, lips pursed. Caleb never stopped clapping. Amira stepped back. The dean fumbled to reclaim the mic. The ceremony continued, but the air had changed. Later, in the crowd, Caleb approached her. They heard you, he said simply. I'm not here for their redemption, she replied. Just their discomfort. Nearby, Gregory and Madeline lingered, stiff. Caleb walked over. Gregory looked at him. That was bitter, he said. No, Caleb said. It was honest. If you feel called out, maybe ask why. They didn't answer. Back with Amira, he handed her the envelope she hadn't opened. Inside, you are exactly who you say you are. She smiled. I used to think if I played the game right, they'd respect me, she said. But some people are committed to misunderstanding you. They sat together, silent. Not because there was nothing left to say, but because she'd finally said it. Loud enough for everyone to hear. And this time, no one could take it back.